So I don't own an Xbox One or a PS4, and in fact when they were first announced I wasn't immediately jumping on the pre-order wagon like so many others, but it isn't my first choice of next-gen consoles to buy either, because I have run into so many problems when using them here in the office. For one particular job, I had to install some DLC for Call of Duty Ghosts, and it took no fewer than 6 or 7 hours or so, to the point where a live stream ran late, and it was embarrassing for me, and something that I wasn't expecting. In fact, I even had one friend call me saying, I've just bought an Xbox One and I've bought Forza and it's taken hours, almost days to install. What am I doing wrong? And I just had to tell him, buddy, that's what it does. That's an Xbox.
So I picked up an Xbox One a few months after its launch, right before the initial price drop actually, but I still find it was worth it for me because I love Forza. And if anybody loves Forza, it's the only system you can play it on. And Forza Horizon 2 is phenomenal too, and it's totally worth it for those two games alone in my opinion. Along with all the other games you get to play, being a next-gen console, it's been totally, unequivocally worth it, even though I can't play Destiny with my friends because they're all on PS4.
I don't own an Xbox One, and I have really no desire to ever really own one, purely because there's just nothing there that interests me in terms of the games, in terms of the capabilities of the console itself. I feel like there are fewer and fewer platform exclusives that exist, even between the PS4 and the Xbox. And that's great because it means you don't really need to have both to kind of get the best of what's out there at the moment. And currently, what's on the PS4 and what's on the Wii U serve my interest far more than anything that's on the Xbox One.
So in all honesty, the only thing that I think is really great about the Xbox One is its TV integration. You can plug your cable line through it, or you can, in the UK, you can plug your coaxial cable through it. It just makes it a bit more easier to use and a bit more, I don't know, a bit more convenient and fun, I guess.
I use it frequently, but I don't use it frequently to play games. It's sort of my go-to media device. And part of the reason for that is that it's easy to just, as soon as I get home, if I want to watch some Hulu or Netflix, which is typically something I tend to do, I already know the things to say out loud the minute I walk in the door to boot them up. So I can just walk in the door and immediately see Xbox on. And 75% of the time it'll actually turn on, or I'll say Xbox on again, and eventually it'll be on. Typically, that's what I use it for, because I talk to it and it listens sometimes.
The voice commands are helpful, even though you kind of have to speak like you're reprimanding the Xbox in order to get it to work. Saying like, Xbox, go to Blu-ray player, doesn't really work, but if you say, Xbox, go to Blu-ray player, it works just fine.
I'm not a fan of the Xbox One's interface. I think it's just actively out to get me. It doesn't make sense to me. It's not easy to find things, although when you plug in the Kinect and you can just say Xbox go to settings, that's great. I love doing that. But why can't I do that and navigate it myself using a controller? It just doesn't make sense to me.
So that interface is a stupid mess. It's more designed to advertise things to me than it is to actually let me just do the things I want.
The experience of sitting down with an Xbox One I don't find particularly enjoyable. I find it clumsy, confusing. Snap is not something particularly intuitive, and just even getting into the settings and changing things around, really frustrating.
I mean, hand on heart, the honest truth is that the operating system and the UI is so bad, I actually find it quite fascinating. Like, every single bad decision, I find it quite fascinating that was agreed upon at Microsoft, that they thought that it was a good idea. I really mean that the interface is atrocious, and I am genuinely shocked and fascinated by the fact that it's available and it was considered ready.
So there needs to be almost like a perfect storm of reasons for me to change my mind and actually get an Xbox One. I think it would need a couple of massive exclusives. Say The Witcher 3 was only on Xbox, or say No Man's Sky was only on Xbox. Big games like that which I want to play. That coupled with some sort of another price drop, coupled with a completely new UI, then I would probably buy one.
I mean, controversially, there are some times where a game performs better on a PS4, and then I'm super jelly that I can't play it at the right, at 60 frames per second. That sucks. But I think that those are trials that will get better with time. I think the Xbox One is an awesome console, and I'm really excited for more exclusives to come. I mean, obviously, you buy those things for like the Halo Master Chief Collection, and it's awesome for that. And I think there'll be more exclusives coming up in the next year that'll make it just as awesome and give me more bragging rights. So hurry up and bring them out, because I feel like I'm getting made fun of in the office.